Good morning and welcome back to the ProBuild 360 TV newscast. It's the 2nd of May 2024 and it's mayoral election day. Yesterday we officially launched our YouTube channel and we're looking forward to seeing you all there engaging with us. Please do subscribe and like and share the videos. I have two segments for you today. One is a couple of announcements coming from the Department of Levelling Up Housing and Communities, and another segment coming out of the two stories from the business desk. So here we have announcement number one, Levelling-up and Regeneration Act 2023, progress on implementing build-out measures. Okay, so we're talking about measures to incentivize the prompt build-out of housing sites. Okay, let's have a look at these incentives, shall we? Introduce a number of measures through the Act to incentivize the prompt build-out of housing sites. Measure number one, housing developers will be required to notify formally local planning authorities when they commence development. Okay. Modernising and streamlining existing powers for local planning authorities to serve completion notices. Okay. And a new power that will allow local planning authorities to decline to determine applications made by developers who fail to build out at a reasonable rate. And a fourth measure partly commenced the commencement notice provisions. So far, all stick, no carrot. So let's read on. Maybe we haven't got there yet. To further strengthen our build-out measures, we also consulted on three further measures. Publishing data on developers of sites over a certain size in cases where they fail to build out according to their commitments. Requiring developers to explain how they propose to increase the diversity of housing tenures, and highlighting in the National Planning Policy Framework that delivery rate can be a material consideration in planning applications. Is anyone else feeling incentivized? All stick, no carrot. See, there's only two real circumstances where a builder or developer would not be advancing at the rate that one would hope for. One is at the nationals level. Big builders, big developers will often allocate their resources and their energy to certain developments, not to others, and they'll do this to manipulate their supply of work and to maintain their land bank and that sort of thing. But at the SME regional builder level, if a builder's not building fast enough, it's because he's come across something that was an unknown variable, an unexpected obstacle, and he's working through it. So how these powers are used comes down to who's it being used against. Is it giant corporate builders, or is it local regional SME builders that are just doing their best? So I'm not feeling too incentivized. Next announcement, press release from the Department of Levelling Up Housing and Communities. New powers for councils to help build more affordable homes. Sounds good, nice headline. What are these powers? Councils across the country will be able to buy cheaper land to help build thousands more social and affordable homes. How can you buy cheaper land? Sounds amazing. Compulsory purchase orders without paying inflated hope value cost. And here we are told that hope value, in air quotes, estimates the cost land should be worth if it was developed on in the future, meaning councils are forced to pay potentially thousands more to buy land for housing or developments. Hope value, I would redefine that as the value of the land that it would be worth on the free market. I think we need to go back to the basics of civics education and learn something about private property and the free market. Our changes will act as a catalyst for investment in our towns and cities and drive much needed regeneration in communities across the country. We know we need to build more homes, and alongside our long-term plan for housing, these changes will help us do that, unlocking more sites for affordable and social housing, as well as supporting jobs and growing the economy. So my colleagues on the board of the HBA are still talking about what our official line should be on this. We have a moderate position at the moment being discussed. This goes back to the Town and Countries Planning Act 1990, which gave local plan making and land allocation, put it in the hands of the local authorities and the councils, but with no meaningful accountability. The delivery of homes was hindered by this, and SMEs and regional builders were hurt the most. The LPA stood back and they blamed the developers and the builders. So now moderate position is, okay, you've got the powers, you've taken this is tantamount to a magic wand. This is a serious tool that the councils have been given, and position now is, okay, it's all on you now. So this shifts the debate closer to, is it the market or the planning departments that are failing the industry? Now, with compulsory purchase orders like this, there can be no question that what we see over the next few years is the success or the failure of the planning departments, of the councils, of the LPAs. If you want my unofficial and personal opinion, giving more powers, and particularly extremely strong powers like this, to local authorities is synonymous with social engineering and market manipulation, and state interference is never the answer. They should stick to national security, public order, and so on. But we'll see. So now we have two stories from thebusinessdesk.com, two very different stories. First of all, contractor secures £170 million deal for council housing maintenance. We all see the Fortem vans when we're driving around. They're part of the furniture of the local economy. Fortem has continued its partnership with Birmingham City Council after being awarded a contract worth £170 million for repair, maintenance, 24-hour call-out services to homes in the city. I think this is a brilliant story, and it highlights just how great localism can be. This is a contractor that is operating out of Wheatley Castle, and they'll be serving the districts of Longbridge, Selly Oak, Kings Norton, Edgbaston, Bartley Green, Harborne and Moseley. Something very impressive that I noticed in this story is that since 2016 the company has employed over 200 people on its current contract, with 95% of the workforce recruited locally. In addition, 95% of the supply chain spend has been with local businesses. I think this is fantastic. This is localism at its best. Chris Tredgetts, the Chief Operating Officer at Fortem, said, "We're delighted that our relationship with Birmingham City Council is continuing. We're passionate about providing an efficient, high-quality service to thousands of residents. The longevity of our service is a huge source of pride for our company, as is our determination for driving social mobility across the city." It doesn't get better than this. Really happy for Fortem. I'm sure they'll do very good work, or continue to do very good work. A very different story here is public consultation set up for 50-storey flagship development. Anyone from around here will know from this image exactly where we're talking about. This is the Aston Expressway flyover, this is the Onyx building, and this is the mammoth of a building that is being proposed. It's purpose-built student accommodation. Property developer Sama Investments bought one Lancaster Circus from Birmingham City Council at the end of 2022 after the building was deemed as surplus to required office space. £500 million equity injection was secured from the Far East by Sama in March, which will support the delivery of purpose-built student accommodation and residential schemes across Birmingham and the West Midlands. I suppose this is economic stimulation for the region, and I'm sure there's a lot of positives to come out of it. I do hope, however, that a project like this can achieve equally great focus on social mobility and the local interest, the regional interests, rather than just being purely commercially driven. So two great stories from thebusinessdesk.com. Hope you're all going out to vote in the mayoral elections today. Good luck to all the candidates. Please do subscribe to the channel, like and share the videos, and see you in the comments, engaging with us on all these wonderful subjects that we bring to you. So until the next one, keep up the good fight. See you soon.